here with Patriot 6. Coming to you live here Wednesday night. Hoping to have a good show tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you. We did a early call Monday, and I was really surprised when I went last night, and we had over 2,000 views on Monday. And I want to thank everybody for supporting us. Hi, Janet. Hi, Bill Woods. Anyway, guys, I'm going to play the music and say the pledge, and then get on with the show.
Tomorrow, things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. There ain't no doubt I love this
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yes, everyone, I got a little bit out of sort there. Usually we do the pledge first, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I accidentally hit the play button and the music started, and that's just a song. Once you start to play it, you can't not play it. And there's a lady, we may have a new lady on tonight. Don't know what name she's going to come in under on Signal. She started to follow me. She started to chat with me one day. And she said she's a patriot. And she showed me. And I went to her website, and she is a patriot. She's checked us out. She likes it. And hopefully she's going to do. I have given her some updates. I have told her what to look for as far as code words we have to use. But Janet, I also told her that if there's some things being said, to chat with you in the chat here, and you will fill her in on things we're talking about. But guys, I want to talk to the kids. Being around them Monday night after I did the show Monday afternoon, I'll tell a little something. I think the story's funny. I went to my daughter's house and we had a small birthday party for the little monkey. Because in June, when it's really warm, hopefully, last part of June, I think the Saturday night before the 4th of July, actually, they're going to have a big party for her at the swimming pool, the pavilion there in the little town they live in. Right next door to Grandma Bo. Well, that being said, they're going to give her a big party. And there will be at least 70 or 80 people there, kids and grown-ups, and it's going to last for about 5 hours. But they just give her a little party the other night, and there were still 15 people there. And if Ron would have went with me, it would have been 16. She made a haul on presents the other night that if we'd have did that good when we were that age for Christmas, we'd have been ecstatic. But times are changing, and they're going to change big time. And I got some news tonight, and a lot of you have probably already heard it, but I'm going to tell it anyway, because you know what? It's mine and Ron's show, and we can tell it. But anyway, that being said, the little monkey, her last day of preschool is Friday.
Oh, she's gonna have to come over for Friday afternoon.
Next Wednesday, we will be doing an afternoon show because I'll be at my daughter's house doing it, because next Wednesday is her graduation from preschool. Imagine that. They didn't even have preschool when I was that age. Probably didn't have when you guys was that age, since a lot of you are the same age as me. But she graduates. So I will be going to that. Saturday, she has a dance recital, and I will make sure I get pictures and share with you guys, because the little dress she's wearing, oh. And they even let her have the color red. Most of the other kids are in spring colors. She's in red. I think it was because she chose it, because she knows it's her grandpa's favorite color. And then you got super gymnast Ella, who, it was kind of funny today. I took Addison to the park to pick up Liam from the bus and pick Ella up from the bus so Mommy could stay after school a little bit. My daughter, Amber, could stay after school a little bit. And they wanted to play at the park. Well, when Ella got there, I said, she come to the van, and I said, you want to play? And she says, I just need to ask somebody a question, and then I'm ready to go. Well, when she went to ask the question, Mom got there. Mom said it was just too nice out. We got in the 70s today, but in the last hour, it's dropped 10 degrees. So I'm sure it's going to rain tonight. We haven't rained for 2 days, so Mom come over, my daughter, and I said, she wants to go home. And my daughter said, well, go ahead and take her, and I'll let the other two, Patriot7 and Liam and the little monkey, play for a little while. I said, okay. So I backed out to go. And as we're driving away, I said, wow, we still got ice cream at the house from Monday night. You want some? And she said, yeah, I really want some ice cream. But she said, you know, Papa, I'm really hungry for Dairy Queen. I really would like a Dairy Queen cone. And I said, okay, we'll go get you a Dairy Queen cone. She said, I knew as soon as I said it, you would, because you've never said no to me. and I'm your favorite. And she is. She's my favorite oldest granddaughter. That's how I have to play it. She's my favorite oldest. Addison is my favorite youngest granddaughter. And Kira is my favorite Anderson granddaughter. And the two boys, I love them too. Patriot, small Hank, he got me up this morning because he needed help packing his lunch. He needed to get his lunch packed. And he got me up, so I helped him. You know, when you go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and he gets you up at 6:30, I don't leave for a whole lot of time to sleep, but that's okay. And I've already mentioned Patriot7, I worked very hard with Monday night. He's got this habit, and for you that played ball, the guys, even the girls, back at our age, that wasn't as prevalent. Girl sports started a little bit later. But there's this phrase that when a pitcher's pitching, there's this phrase, you're stepping in a bucket. It means you're afraid you're going to get hit. So what you're doing is you're taking your front foot and you're backing it up. You're getting a run out of there before the pitch even comes, and you're never going to hit. And I worked with him the other night, and I told him, and now I said, when I come to the games, if you do it, and I said, hey, you're stepping in the bucket, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So I've worked very hard with my grandkids to help them be the best they can be. And then we got Super Jimmy, who is always posting and doing things on our site. He's a true patriot. At his age, I wish he'd be more of a kid, but you know, maybe this is what Jimmy needs to do to move on. You know, we all still pray each and every day for him, for his loss of his mommy, who I really wish I would have met Renee, because just talking to her on the phone the times that I did, she was an amazing woman, amazing wife, amazing mother. And from what I understand now, that the grandpa has moved in, her dad, to help out. I understand she was an amazing daughter, which does not surprise me. So we have Patriot 11, our little cowboy. You know, we haven't heard from him in a long time, but I know he's probably still out there doing okay. Haven't heard from Grandma for a long time either, and I'd worry about her. So, Patriots, Karate Kid and Wyatt Earp. I think Mom must not be watching the shows much, because I know Michelle would be having the boys send me a little audio. They did it. I tell you, it just makes my day. And then Patriot little Leona and Leilon, and Leona, Michael sent me some pictures, and she is just so cute and growing like such a weed. It's just unreal. Patriots Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie. He sent me pictures of John sent me pictures of all of them the other day, and man, it's unbelievable how much they've grown. Patriot Hunter, who is the brother of Patriot Princess, our queen. I'm going to have a talk with Jana, because she hasn't kept me informed here lately what's going on. I figure our queen is playing softball by now, and someday I'm going to travel and go see her play. But someday we're going to do a lot of things. And for all the kids out there, just know that we love you, and our show wouldn't be the same without you. To the kids that used to be part of the show, if by chance Mom, Grandma, whatever, ever picks up the phone and watches the show, know that we think of you too. I don't mention your names because when they left, I don't know how they would feel if I kept talking about you guys, but not a day goes by that when I think about the kids, I don't think about you kids. And there's going to be many, many more kids that's going to come along. Because as I said, I believe you're the foundation of our country. I believe the generation that's doing what we're doing now, we were chosen because we're the greatest generation ever. And then they're going to skip a little bit, but they're going to come to you kids. Because see, as much as it's going to hurt you kids, we're going to go to a world where you're going to start playing again. You know what's funny? I was at my granddaughter's birthday party the other night, and never once did I see a kid. There's 5 of them there. Never once did I see one of them grab their mom and dad's phone, pick up a tablet, go inside to try to get on a computer or watch TV. They was enjoying jumping on the trampoline. I played catch with Liam, Patriot7. I worked with small Hank. He was practicing his martial arts karate with me. I chased the little monkey all over, and little Kira, you know, it's just all in all. And yes, there was all my grandkids. But I'll tell you another, when they have that party in July, and there'll probably be 40 kids there. I'm going to tell you right now, when they have that party, there won't be any kids worry about social media. My daughter does an amazing job as far as keeping the kids off of it. They're getting to an age where Ella is 11 years old, going on 21 or 22. They grow up too fast. So if you got grandkids or kids or whatever, enjoy them now. I know, as I told you, Friday is Addison's last day and I get to pick her up. I'm going to offer to her mother to see if she wants to take 10 minutes off school and go pick her up, so she could be the one that picks her up last, and then I can meet her at her school. But I know Addison's going to look at me and say no. Friday we will be coming over to Uncle Ron's, and we'll go and we'll get lunch. I'll leave early, pick up lunch for all 4 of us, because we have to pick up lunch for Dasher too, our little dog. And we'll move forward. She'll sweet talk Uncle Ron, and she'll smile and give him hugs, and Uncle Ron will give her $5. And she says to me today, when I went and got her some lunch today at the store, she looked at me and she says, you know, Grandpa, we need to go see Uncle Ron, because I really want this cowboy hat right here. It's a pink cowboy hat. And she said she really wants it. And it just so happens it's $5. And I said, well, $5 won't get it. You're going to have the change. You're going to have the change for the tax. And she goes, oh. And she gives me a big smile. And she says, I said, what's the big smile for? She said, that ought to be not enough, especially if I do it again Friday, for you to give me the change for the tax. This is 5 years old. I'm having a hard time saying 5 because I love 4 and 5 now. She's my favorite number. Her birthday is 5/5/2020. And that's exactly how she says it. Yesterday, via FedEx, she received a birthday present from a very dear young lady named Ina, who lives in Florida, who used to live here. She's my daughter's best friend. Ella, Addison, the little monkey, and Ina share the same birthday. And it's kind of funny when you look at things, because my daughter had 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. And Liam, Patriot7, has the same birthday as Amber's 1 or 2 best friends. She had 2 really unbelievable best friends until Katie come along. Then she had 3. But there were 2 best friends until probably sophomore year was Ina and Jessica. And Jessica's birthday is the same day as Liam's. And Addison's birthday is the same day as Ina. And Ella says, well, what about me? None of them's the same day as me. I said, but your mom likes Carrie Underwood. Yeah, she does. I said, you got the same birthday as her. So it's a small world. And since we're going to go in and get into some things now, I'm going to cover some things, but usually I do Restored Republic class, but for some reason I came here and I was going to do a couple of other things first, and you know what, I still am. Because Restored Republic looks like the reading part is good, but we'll wait and see. Cubbies lose again today?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
I sent you the flag.
I sent me the flag, I just seen it. Me and Ronnie have a little deal whenever the Cubbies lose. You getting this, Michael? Mike's got this thing that whenever he sends me a picture, when the Cubs win, he goes, go Cubs. Or he sends me a Cub flag. Ron sends me one that they lose. I like Ron's. I like Ron's better. So anyway, how does a special bed know what to heal? Because it doesn't read symptoms, it reads frequency. Your body emits a biometric signature. Special bed scan that field fingerprint and detects, predicts, and corrects imbalances before they manifest. Quantum bottom scanning detects distortion in your cellular field, uses a solar wave for exact correction. It's a diagnosis, it's energetic, and then they say they want you to join Special Bed Technology, and it's got a website, and that. I like to talk about this because, guys, there was an announcement made yesterday. An announcement, if you're any kind of a patriot at all, it had to excite you. I know it did me. But when I heard the announcement, when I watched it on a video, and the video quit playing, I was by myself. So what I decided to do is have a talk with myself and say, okay, this could be it. This could be what we're looking for. This could be what's going to be part of what's going to be a major announcement that could get us on these special beds. And I went over a lot of things of what this could be. But I said to myself, I believe it is. I believe it's time. I believe we're there. But I'm not going to allow myself to just live my life thinking it's going to happen right now, right? I think they're running out of excuses. But I'm tired of being a yo-yo, up and down, up and down. And I've let myself too many times, and I'm sure a lot of you here, Ian and Janet and One Voice, I'm sure a lot of you here feel the same way. We're just sick and tired of being sick and tired and being lied to. Now, I understand the fact that they have to lie to us about certain things because they have to offset things. They have to offset things. But see, this is something that there is no offsetting for. So I'm going to ask everybody here to just keep your vibrations up. Laugh even if you don't feel like laughing. Feel good, do this. And as I'm saying feel good, something just popped in my head, which, things happen like that. And when I was at my daughter's tonight, I had my phone off, and when I turned it back on, I noticed I had a phone call. It was from Cindy. And she got a hold of Ron, and Cindy's going to be going in for a procedure. So please keep her in our prayers. You're in mine, Cindy, and I know you're in Ron's, and now you should be in everyone's. Easiest way to do is just keep everyone in your prayers, especially the children. Well, Howie says, yay, more kids saved. That's great news. I'm having a hard time seeing. The printing here is in white, and wearing this white shirt, it's blending in. So if I'm not responding to people, if I look down, yeah, Jeffrey, I agree. A lot of things pop out of my head too. What I have trouble doing is when I'm talking, I might all of a sudden just forget right in the middle of the sentence. Like I'll be talking to Ron, and I'll say something to him, and he'll say something, and then I'll stand there, and he'll look at me and says, I would like to finish the story, but I can't. But before we really get into the show, and I've started a little bit with the special beds, and these things, guys, I think, my personal opinion, these things are going to be 100%, maybe even more better than we're even imagining. But the one thing I want to clarify to you guys that I believe, and this is just my belief, there's people out there, and these people out there are talking right now about when you go to the center, when you go to get on these beds, they will detect you. They will let you know if they're going to help you. And if you don't have a pure heart and a pure mind and everything, if you don't have that, they're not going to work for you. Well, I'm going to give you my opinion on that. My opinion on that is total 100% bullcrap. But see, where people will say that and say, well, Patriot 5, what do you base it on? Well, what I base it on, and what me and Ron base it on, is we know these are being used. They're being used for some little tiny tights that was found, where, and what had been done to them. Tell me how they could work on someone like that. There's no way that these young kids could go in there with pure hearts, with everything that had been done with them. But they're working in a way that they're making these children forget what they went through. There's people out there, guys, they're money hungry, they're grubbers. They're trying to rain on our parade. You know why? Because we won. We won. There's a show with Chevy Chase, vacation, the vacation show. And he sits down by, I think it's Sid Caesar or someone like that. And the man had been sitting there playing that one thing, that Keno, every day for years and years and years. And finally he wins. And when he wins, he goes, I win the money. I win the money. And he has a heart attack. But he comes back. And they do this 3 or 4 times. And that's what I'm saying now. For all the cabal out there, for all the bad people out there, for all these idiotic rats, and you know who I'm talking about. Are they stupid or are they stupid? For all of you people, it's over. It's like the show, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. When Ferris Bueller has to come out and say, are you still here? It's over. Go home. Go home. And that's what you got to tell these terrible people. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. There is these rats out there that when they're voting. So it's not a crime to have sex with a 14-year-old kid. May not be a crime to them. Someone tries to have something like that with one of my family members. God have mercy on their soul. And I think everyone here feels the same way. But anyway, since we're talking about the rats, one of them's last name was Obi. And when he was running for the number one job in the world, that high-paying $400,000 to $450,000 job that he was able to do for 8 years, and his net worth went from $7 million to $47 million. Wow. But they asked him, he said, what makes you think you're going to be a great president? He said, because I have to find a vice president that's dumber than me. And we all know who we picked. Well, then a great president come in. We didn't have to deal with the rats. A great president come in. And he was there for 4 years, and they tried to do everything humanly possibly, and some things that wasn't even humanly possible. But they couldn't beat him. They had to cheat to get him out of there. But he allowed it because he was setting a trap. So then there's Sleepy. The sleepy guy comes in. Buden. He comes in and he's going to run. And they said, well, what makes you think you're going to be a great president? He said, because I got to get a vice president that's dumber than me. And that's hard to do. But he did it. He did it with ease. Wow. But over his 4 years, his teleprompter would freeze up, and he'd stand there like this. Or he'd try to walk up or down a set of steps in a plane, and he'd fall down them. He would announce that the greatest president is the hat, as he's the president. To say stupidity run rampant, it did, but remember, he had to get a vice president that was dumber than him, and he did. But they chose this vice president to run against the greatest president. They asked her, what do you think is going to make you a great president? She says, I have to get a vice president dumber than me. She chose TW. Enough said. It just goes to show that even in 4 more years, when they go to run someone, there's still someone dumber out there than TW. I don't believe it. I don't think it can happen. Unless it's his wife that runs with him. Because I'm telling you guys, it's almost comical. But I was hoping you would enjoy that joke. It was clean. But it reminded me that, I got to keep the jokes clean because of the kids. But tonight when I talk to the kids, I want to tell you, I should have told you then that this video is not made for you. You have to have permission from your parents, grandparents, or legal guardians to watch the video. And the music that we play, it's not our music. We have no legal rights to it. It's just music that I did a Google search and it come up. Someday I'll have permission from the original singer and we'll be able to do something. So I just wanted to cover that because I don't want us to get in any trouble. I deleted a video the other day because I accidentally didn't know how to turn my player off and another song played and I really liked the song, so I thought, what the heck, I'll listen to it. And it was banned to be played in a couple areas because I didn't have permission. I didn't know I had to. It was a total mistake, and Nothing, no actions was taken on it. It just, they said that, I'm okay with it not being played, but I thought, why take any chances? It had been up for a week, 10 days. People in our group that was going to watch it had already watched it, so I just got rid of it. Here's something, the reset is live. QFS, the future of the hat, holds the switch. The U.S. debt clock has shifted, and it's not counting debt, it's announcing the end of the fiat system. Hidden in plain sight, digital ratios now point to gold, silver, and blockchain-backed assets. This is no longer speculation. The quantum financial system, QFS, is no longer coming, it's here. President the Hat, working behind the scenes, has already signed key executive orders placing digital assets like XRP, Bitcoin, and gold under new strategic treasury framework. The move calls for Federal Reserve. The move cuts the Federal Reserve off at the knees. QFS is the backbone, a quantum-equipped, transparent, sovereign financial grid that replaces corruption with clarity. No more printing, no more, no more slavery, every transaction traceable, every asset real. Zoom in on the debt clock. You'll see references to precious metals, digital assets, and ratios never visible before. These aren't cosmetic tweaks, they're coded signals meant for those paying attention. QFS is not just financial reform, it's the total demolition of the Rothschild cabal banking order and the start of a new global value system anchored in truth, sovereignty, and sound money. At the same time, the old world is crumbling. The central banks are imploding from within. BlackRock and Vanguard are scrambling to accumulate crypto. Media silence can't stop what's coming. Meanwhile, the big G pilots are rolling out in key nations, and post-EBS debt forgiveness mechanisms are already staged and ready. You just haven't seen it yet because it's not meant for the masses, not until it's irreversible. QFS is the core of the storm. It's now, it is how the wealth returns to the people. It's how the deep state loses its grip, and it's already activated beneath the surface. The fiat era is over, and those who hold the right keys are about to witness the greatest financial shift in modern human history. Stay alert, watch the clock, trust the chain, the reset in quantum, and unstoppable. The deep state is collapsing, and Benjamin Fulford is now live on Telegram, dropping names, locations, operations. What's coming next will shock the world. Do not scroll past this. Join before, and they want you to join the Benjamin Fulford. I had seen this, but I didn't want to read it. I wanted to wait till tonight, but I will click on that later and join him. Let's talk about Bruce. I don't know where to begin other than the fact that I don't know exactly what to say because Bruce's information he had last night was he talked a little bit about our president and what our president is going to do, which I will be telling you shortly. He talked about naturally Sue and her bundles and Bob and his ongoing sales every week. And I really like Bruce, I do. But I think Bruce lost. Lost in a way where he got greedy for money. Sue is still selling her bundles, and now she's even selling bundles for the beds. There's too many people out there that know too much about the beds. And I would be willing to bet right now that 90% of the people on this show right now know more about the beds than she does. But these are people that they want money. And someone asked me, they said, what would you do if you got a chance to talk to the president? If you got a chance to talk to him and you could ask him 3 or 4 questions, what would they be? I said the first one would be, is what are you going to do with the people who took advantage of all of us people? Didn't me, I mean, one person got me for $9.95 one month, and that's all I ever spent. But why does people come into this wanting to, and there's people that become millionaires. They don't even care. They don't even care anymore if we ever reevaluate. They've got enough to live on the rest of their lives. And I did see the hat say once, for those who treat people like that, for those who do it, that they will be taken care of. But Bruce also mentioned about things the hat said, things that can happen, things that's going on. He did talk about things, and to be honest with you, I mean, 95% of the stuff he talked about last night, everybody knows. And that's what it is. I'm not going to sit here and cut the man down. He believes in what he talks about, and if he needs the money, he needs the money. But I like Bruce, and I really am going to be saddened if he really gets slapped on the wrist. But my personal opinion, I think anybody who took a bunch of money through this needs to be slapped very hard on the wrist. But it is what it is. And I'm sure that when I read Judy here, when I read Judy Bidington, that there's going to be some more in here of what Bruce said. Marianne, I mean, it was after 11 o'clock last night by the time they finally got done. And Bruce was not on that long. But like I said, guys, it is what it is. And we'll just move on.
Bruce
So,
was on for about 12 minutes and something.
Ron said Bruce was about 12 minutes and something. And see, 12 minutes and something, and Bob was only about 7 or 8 minutes. So that could just tell you how. Bruce probably spoke longer last night, the twice that he recapped what Sue did, promoting Sue's bundles. Anyway, this is Restored Republic, Wednesday, May 7th, 12:01, 2025, by Judy Bidington. The hat, his global military alliance and 200 generals take down of the globalist empire. Big G is a military operation in full swing. The hat to make, this is the one thing, guys. This is the one thing, and I don't agree with what they said because this is not what he said. It says here, the hat to make major announcement on Wednesday, 7 May 2025. That is not what he said. What he said was tomorrow or within the next 2 to 3 days, I will make what I think you will feel
No, he said Thursday or Friday or Monday.
Well, Ron says he said Thursday, Friday, or Monday. We got 111 people on here. But he's going to make a major announcement that he is saying will be the greatest announcement ever made. Well, naturally, everybody starts going big G, big N. Everybody starts going beds. Everybody starts going quantum financial system. Now, Bruce did talk about our money. He said that we will get a check from Doge this week or next week. They're supposed to go out by the end of this week. He did say we will get a raise in the Social Security, and he did say we will get our quantum financial system money. But the one thing he said that I'm not sure I agree with, but I don't know, he said that if you don't have your Zim cashed in by the end of May, you won't get nothing for it. Well, will anybody even be to the redemption centers by the last of May? We don't know. That's something we got to wait and find out. But it says the hat to make major announcement on Wednesday, 7 May 2025. On Thursday, 8 May, EBS restoration of the Republic and 10 days of exposure began. On Friday, the 9th, 2025, emergency alert system to shut off internet worldwide. Judy note, the hat and the Global Military Alliance takedown of the cabal and restoration of freedom concepts of the original Constitution was in full swing worldwide. Day 1, Sunday, 4 May, the hat activated Operation Liberty Shield. Day 2, Monday, 5 May, the hat boarded Air Force One, where he ordered troop deployment to border strikes on Mexico cartel, economic welfare against China, and restoration of the Constitution. Day 3, Tuesday, 6 May, the hat and team took down the CIA, moved a blackout mode. Day 4, 7 May, scheduled to make big announcement at 11 a.m. Day 5, May 8th, EBS activation, restored Republic. The hat's executive orders have activated martial law protocols. The Federal Reserve have seized fiat currency, is dead. The quantum financial system is now live and was gold-backed, unhackable, unstoppable. The hat's Global Military Alliance has taken control and executing precision strikes across the continent, underground tunnels, cloning labs, child you-know-what, routes, all being obliterated. The hat's Operation Liberty Shield has launched 20,000 troops that were deployed globally. Raids have occurred in NYC, Atlanta, Rome, Geneva, and Tel Aviv. High-speed rail tunnels built by Lockheed and NATO that were used to traffic children were now destroyed. On Wednesday, 30th April 2025, the hat loyal German units raided BND HQ in Berlin. I can't read some of the rest of this stuff. What we think we know is stuff I've already read here. They start to be repeaters. Still here. Here's Bruce's big call. A high-up source with Wells Fargo said Tier 4B, the internet group, could get 800 numbers sometime between now and Thursday, 8 May 2025, then immediately begin appointments. Another source said something was to occur tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. A source said that there was going to be a major announcement on Wednesday, 7 May 2025. On Tuesday, 6 May 2025, Newsmax reported President the Hat saying in the next few days, there's going to be an earth-shattering announcement that will affect America and its people. A source said that there would be a major announcement on Wednesday, 7 May. So get ready. Thursday, 8 May 2025, meaning we could be notified and exchange on Thursday. DOGE payments, 4,000 to 5,000 to go out this week and next week. Increases in Social Security payments to go out during May. Redemption centers to open through the end of the month. If you have Zim and were unable to redeem in May, Wells Fargo will be able to redeem in June. If you have Zim and have a project, you can still get the contract rate on dinar, but you have to ask for it. The screen rate is very high. That's pretty much it for tonight, guys. But the one thing that I want to talk about before I go is, what does it matter what the screen rate is? What if you get the big rate? If you have Zim, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we get. If you have currency, it doesn't matter. If they're going to give you Doge money, if they're going to give you Quantum Financial, everything that we have coming. And then to top it off, to put the cherry on the top of the ice cream, we're going to go to the 50 prices. That's why I say, before the money, the beds are more important. Because it doesn't matter how much money we have. If we're not healthy, if we can't do anything, it's worthless. Dear Lord, as we come to the end of tonight's show, thank you for bringing such an amazing group of people with us. Lord, thank you for looking after the children, 100% of the children. And we ask you to look after Cindy and all others that need your help. I ask you to look after Savior, who lost her little puppy, who was 20 years old, but doesn't matter. It still hurts. And look after her and just keep with her to show her the light. Look after all those who've lost loved ones and who need your help right now, Lord. Just take care of us all as this family comes together and unites, waiting for that magical day, this magic moment when we can finally cross the finish line together. I come to you and talk to you through my Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone. See you Friday night.